Hey everybody, I'm John Rourke, Editor-in-Chief of Phoenix Home and Garden Magazine, and we're here at the Arizona Fine Art Expo, which is in its 19th year. And we're here talking with one of the artists today. This is Martin Bourbeau, and his wife Mary. And how many times have you been in this juried exhibit?
This is our 10th year.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Okay, and you are
10th year, yes.
10th year. And you are based out of where?
Out of Minnesota, just north of the Twin Cities.
Okay, and how did you find out about this expo?
Kind of a fluke. My wife figured it all out. She does all the brain work. I just do the painting.
You just do. I think both of those are hard parts. So, so you call them paint sculptures? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's essentially just sculpting with paint.
Okay, and your medium is acrylic, is that correct?
Acrylic, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Tell us a little bit about your process. So these are very, very textural, and from what I understand, you are kind of inspired and influenced by Vincent van Gogh, which we can definitely see aspects of that.
I was always drawn to sculpture, and I've actually never painted with a paintbrush. I couldn't tell you the first thing, which brush to use. So I use a palette knife, and then I'll also use icing bags. I'll put paint
that
into
makes sense.
A piping bag, and I'll pipe out everything that I do. I'll use piping bags, and I'll use palette knives for the background. But I essentially start from the furthest point back and just build my way out.
Okay.
So
okay.
The last thing I'll do is the animal. So I'll do everything far back, build it out, and just kind of stack it all out.
Okay, do you do birthday cakes as well?
Yeah, I get asked that a million times.
I bet you do. So your work is obviously nature-based, so talk about that a little bit.
So I grew up in the Midwest, came down here, like I said, about 10 years ago, and basically kind of fell in love with the place, and just looking outside and kind of getting to know everything, and just all the different plants and all the wildlife and all that crazy stuff.
Okay, and you've got like all different sizes here. What's the biggest format that you've worked in?
I've done a 4 foot by 6 foot. These are like typically this size right here, 12 by 36 is a pretty common size.
Okay.
Like the vertical size. It's really honestly anything.
All over the place.
All over the place, yeah.
Okay, so these pheasants over here, which is amazing. How long would a piece like that take you?
That's about 10 months.
Okay.
Start to finish. And I usually work, drives her crazy, but I'll work about, I don't know, 10, 12 hours a day.
Okay.
So I'm doing this full time, 7 days a week. But, I mean, smaller pieces, you're looking at a few months. But, or sometimes even, a month or so, depending upon the size. But
okay, and you mentioned that you start from the back, so you're doing like the background.
Yeah, so like the back will take me about 40 minutes to do.
Okay.
So I'll squirt all the paint out and mix it with a palette knife real quickly, and I've got about 45 minutes to an hour before it's setting up. Okay. So it's kind of a race against the clock on the background. And then I'll sketch out what I'm going to do, animal-wise, and then it's a matter of stacking everything and sculpting it out so that it makes the anatomical sense. Everything and anything you see on the canvas or don't see, it's all paint.
Okay.
So everything's paint.
And so do you use acrylic for that reason? Because does acrylic have a plastic element to it?
Yeah, it's got exactly. Okay. Like a latex element. And so it'll stretch kind of with the canvas, so I'm not really concerned about it cracking or pulling the canvas or doing anything weird. But I'll build it out real slowly so it's not going to, it's not going to affect the paint, So
these pieces especially, he has to work very, very slowly on them because if he works too quickly, they'll all fall with the layering effect.
Yeah, it'll collapse because I do everything flat.
That was my next question.
Yeah, I can't do it vertical, so I actually don't get to see it until I stand it up. So I'm having to look at it from like a horizontal angle. It's challenging.
And then you step back like across the room and
I'll
then
stand on a
fine
ladder
tune from there?
sometimes and look down to...
Or he has to wait in between phases, let it dry, and then one of us will hold it up for him.
Right.
I've had disasters where I stand them up and it's like, whoa!
What was I thinking?
That was wrong. so yeah, no. But over the years we've figured it out, it's just trial and error.
Okay. And then are you working on pieces live here at the expo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I work here. She's usually at home we have 6 kids at home.
Oh my gosh.
So, 6 kids and a farm up in Minnesota. So she takes care of that while I'm gone. So I don't know who's got it easier, me or her.
Yeah,
probably me.
I was going to say, I think you probably do with 6 kids.
He's got a piece in progress right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we'd love to see it.
Yeah, so I'll build it up like this. This right here will be a barrel cactus.
Okay.
I sketch out the animal first, and then I'm going to sculpt him up with paint like this. I'll let it dry, and then I'm going to put like this. I've got to put all the little dots on here and build him way out, build up his eyes. The ocotillo, this is an ocotillo cacti. I'm going to put all the little flowers on there, the little red flowers. This is all I have to put all the spikes on, and I'll pipe it out with these little bags. So I have hundreds of colors here.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
Yeah. So every color and any color I need. But you can see how it'll pipe out. So all those little hairs that I have,
right,
I'll just pipe out one little line at a time like that, and slowly stack them out. So like if you something like this, if you were to look at this, I'll build out one little feather at a time. You can see underneath these, like this feather right here,
right,
all the way up here. And I'll just build the whole feather, build the next feather, the next feather. So it's everything I do is kind of in reverse. Start from the back and work to the front. This for me is pretty basic because I'm just going over. I'll go over these with, I don't know, maybe 50 to 60 different colors to get it to bounce.
Okay.
But I can't build it up too quickly, otherwise, like she was saying, it'll collapse. When a fellow artist comes along and does this while I'm drives me crazy.
Hey, Martin. I want to take a closer look real quick at the jellyfish over here, which is just amazing with all of these tentacles, all of that movement, and all of this sea life as well. Like the details here. Yeah,
this is something I've never actually done before. I did this, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Yeah. It's a new piece that I tried. It's kind of the same concept, but like I'll mix. It's either waiting for paint to dry or hurrying up before the paint is dry. You know, it's a headache either way. But these I'll slowly build up, and if you look at an angle, you can see all the strands. So there's
oh wow, okay. So it's not just a matter of taking one.
No, exactly. I'll start with my darkest colors and slowly bring it out to a lighter color, and that makes typically will make the piece bounce and kind of bounce off the canvas.
And then when do you know when you're done?
When she tells me to paint it on.
All right, time to wrap this one up. Well, again, this is Martin Bourbeau. He's here at the Arizona Fine Art Expo, which goes through March 26th. Open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tickets, just go to ArizonaFineArtExpo.com.